Hi friends! Today we are going to make some homemade watercolors. This is super simple, it doesn't require much at all, and you can save it for another day. To make our watercolors, we need baking soda and food coloring, and just a little bit of water. I put my watercolors into an ice cube tray. You can use bigger trays, you can use any kind of container that it'll fit into, or if you just want to make one color and put it in a bowl, that'll work as well. But I put mine into an ice cube tray, and there they are. When you make these, you can make them directly in the tray if you want. When I was making mine though, the squares are really tiny, so it's a little bit easier if your tray is small to make it in a measuring cup or a little bowl or something and then dump it in there. So to start, you need some baking soda. I didn't really measure it, I just dumped a little bit in there. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Then you add just a little bit of water. I'm adding about a capful of water. You don't need much. And some food coloring. I'm gonna start out by making some green. I'm just gonna show you one color, but you do the same for all of the colors. You can mix your different food colorings to make some new colors. So if you don't have, say, purple food coloring, what two colors can you mix to get purple? You can mix red and blue. You could mix yellow and red to get orange. You can mix blue and yellow to get green. You can experiment with all the different colors and see what colors you make. So you add a few drops of food coloring to your water and your baking soda. How much food coloring you add will depend on what shade you want, how dark you want it. So just add until you get your desired color. So here's what it looks like so far. If you need a little bit more water, if it's a little too thick, just add water until it's the consistency that you want. So you start mixing that up, and it's going to turn into kind of like a paste. If you plan to let these dry before you use them, then you want it to be pretty thick when you add them to the ice cube trays. See how it's kind of like a paste? And then you can just push it down in the tray and leave it to dry. If you want to use them immediately, make them a little bit wetter so that you can dip your paintbrush in it and paint with it, and then it will dry when you're done. So I'm gonna make mine a little bit wetter so I can show you. Oh, that might have been a little bit too much. Yep, I added a little bit too much water that time. So to fix that, what can I add? A bit more baking soda. So I'm gonna add a little bit more baking soda to make it a little bit thicker. And if I need to, a little bit more food coloring. Once you have it all mixed together, you can go ahead and dump it in your ice cube tray. You can go ahead and paint with it now, and it's already wet, so you don't even need water right now because it's already wet. So you can just dip your paintbrush in it and paint away. And it works just like watercolors, a very light paint. It's washable, it's easy to make, and you can reuse it. When you're done with it, just go ahead and leave it sit overnight, and it should get hard. Mine are hard over here because I made them yesterday, so they're hard. And to reuse them, all you have to do is wet your paintbrush, dip it in the paint, and stir it around a little bit just to make sure that color is mixed very well. And then it's ready to use again. If you don't quite have enough water in it when you're painting, it will be a little bit gritty in texture. But if you have it nice and runny while you're painting with it, then it'll work just like watercolors. Another really cool thing about this paint is that it reacts to vinegar. Do you remember the experiment that we did with the baking soda and vinegar? And when we dumped the vinegar on top of the baking soda, it shot up the glass? Well, since there's baking soda in this paint, you can spray it with vinegar and it'll fizzle. Do you see it fizzling and hear it? Or you can save your beautiful artwork to store up on the wall. Whichever you choose. I hope you enjoy this easy DIY and have fun making some beautiful artwork. See you later. Bye.